When a family goes on an exciting safari trip in Africa, they hope to see amazing wildlife, but things take a dangerous turn when they're attacked by ruthless poachers. Stranded in the wilderness, they must fight to survive and uncover a shocking plot that puts both their lives and the endangered animals at risk. This is how it all begins. An American family flies to the African wilderness for a vacation. As they land, we are introduced to the family, the parents Jack and Lauren, the daughter Zoe and her boyfriend Billy, and the son Noah. The family goes through the airport, and as soon as they try to leave, they are stopped as a truck pulls up with female soldiers carrying a prisoner. One of the men in the lobby, Mitch, tells them that they haven't lost in a long time, and further explains that the man will be executed. They stay and chat with him for a while before the family is cleared to move outside. As they reach the lodge and get settled inside Jack and Lauren's room, they discuss how they want this vacation to be special before Zoe goes to college. But we soon realize that Zoe doesn't plan on going to college, which makes Jack furious, and he blames her boyfriend Billy for her decision. As Jack goes to take a shower, Lauren looks at his phone, realizing he's been fired. She confronts him about it, to which he says he is on administrative leave and assures her he won't be fired. Later that evening, as Jack and Noah are working out, they get into an argument over Sam, Noah's boyfriend, when they are interrupted by a scream. They rush to Lauren, who explains there was a hyena that simply walked in there. The next morning, the family gathers together to smash that like and subscribe button, just like you should do if you haven't done so already. Oh goodness no. In all seriousness, they gather for breakfast as they go through the adventure of the day. They get ready, and as they head out, they are greeted by one of the members of the lodge who asks to speak to Jack in private. He informs him that the safari isn't part of their package, as he didn't pay for it. Due to the highly expensive safari experience, Jack decides that they would do their safari, so they get into a van and head out into the park. At the gates, they are stopped by an official, and while they are trying to pay for it, they are interrupted by another car that is coming back, and it appears there are some issues. Jack gets impatient because the official keeps asking him to wait, so he starts the car and rushes through the gate without paying. As they are traveling on the road, they come across a sign that says no entry, but Jack is determined to allow Lauren to see a rhino, so he takes that road anyway. All of a sudden, they see a rhino in front of them and they immediately stop the van. Lauren takes a few pictures and then she notices a baby rhino coming their way. Out of nowhere, the rhino starts running toward the van and ends up hitting it. As soon as they thought the rhino was done, the rhino came for the second time, this time jamming its horn in the door and hitting Jack in the leg. The rhino ends up turning the van over. As the rhino leaves, Lauren rushes to help Jack, and then she helps Zoe with her dislocated shoulder. As they get outside the van, Lauren gets sick, asking for her insulin. However, due to the van being turned over, her insulin broke. Out of nowhere, a pack of hyenas appears and starts coming at them. The family all get inside the van to hide as the hyenas surround them. Moments later, the animals have left and the family is left stranded in the middle of nowhere. A while later, Jack checks for a signal on his phone, and after seeing there is none, he remembers that there was a better signal back on some higher ground. Since he is injured, Noah and Billy take the phone, and together they go to search for a signal, while the rest of them stay put. Together, Billy and Noah eventually make it to the top, but they still couldn't get any signal on the phone. Noah notices something in the distance that may be a camp. Debating whether they can make it there, Billy gets attacked by a leopard. Scared of the night, Noah starts running, but quickly realizes he has to go back and help Billy. When he returns, Billy is nowhere to be found. Unable to find him, Noah heads back to the van. When he reaches the van and tells them what happened to Billy, Zoe runs after Billy while Jack goes after her. In the meantime, we see Billy lying on top of a tree, and surprisingly, he's still alive. As he slowly wakes up, he sees the leopard sleeping next to him on the tree. Billy tries to get off the tree without waking up the leopard. However, as soon as he makes one movement, the leopard wakes up and starts walking towards him. As soon as it was about to jump on him, Billy dropped to the ground, which made the leopard run away. Back at the van, Noah tells them about a camp he saw, and they all decide they should head towards it. As they all start walking, Billy attempts to run from the animals and find shelter. Billy manages to find the van, but when he looks inside, there is no one there. As the family is walking through the middle of nowhere, they come across a dead rhino whose horn has been taken by poachers. Back at the van, Billy has fallen asleep when he is suddenly woken up by another van, where a couple checks the van and finds him inside. The family come by a river when hyenas show up after them. They have no other option but to hide. As they try to hide, they are surrounded by hyenas with no way to run. Suddenly, they hear gunshots that manage to scare off the hyenas. All of a sudden, Mitch appears with a few other men. In the meantime, Billy is taken by the couple who found him and is finally brought to safety at the lodge. As Billy is getting the medical attention he needs, he tries to explain to everyone where the rest of the family is. Mitch brings the family to his camp and tries to use his satellite phone to reach a hospital to help Lauren. As Mitch tries to reach someone, Zoe sees the rhino horns and realizes that they are poachers. One of the men sees Zoe looking at the horns, and it's quickly revealed to Jack that they are poachers. Jack quickly shuts Zoe down, saying he doesn't care and that all he wants is help. But Mitch reveals they were never going to help them, and instead, they tie them up. Mitch reveals that their story doesn't end well, so as he leaves, Jack and the kids attempt to free themselves and run away from the camp. They come up with a plan for Zoe to drive a jeep and Noah to carry Lauren while Jack distracts Mitch and the rest of the men. Jack gets up and starts running, distracting everyone. As soon as all of the men have gone after Jack, Noah and Zoe get Lauren and head towards the jeep. In the meantime, Jack is being hunted by the poachers and is suddenly hit in the shoulder. Jack manages to get up, however, he is hit once again. Jack falls to the ground, and one last shot from Mitch is all he needed to pass away. Zoe is struggling to start the jeep. All of a sudden, she starts it and gets the jeep going. However, Mitch sees this and goes after them. They end up in a car chase, but to get them off their trail, Zoe manages to push them, forcing Mitch to crash into a fallen tree. Mitch makes it out alive, but is badly injured. As he is crawling on the ground, a pack of hyenas surrounds him. Zoe comes across a road but sees a vehicle coming towards them. Thinking it's the poachers, she hides off the road and turns off the headlights. The poachers see the jeep and get out of their vehicle. They look around, but as they do, another vehicle comes filled with soldiers. This results in the both groups firing at each other. After all of the poachers are taken down, Billy goes to the jeep, and to Zoe's disbelief, he is alive and well. They end up giving Lauren insulin, and moments later, she was feeling much better. Immediately, she asks where Jack is, to which the kids explain that he is gone, and he did it to save them. The family is now safe and sound, roaming around a park, where they see the baby rhino reunited with its own species, the very rhino they have saved in the memory of Jack.